Last month, I gave Sold Out a very high rating, an 8.5 out of 10. I said it was the best WCW show I've ever seen. So this one, we've got very high hopes for. Oh yes. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of 1998 Was It Great? Tonight we're going to go back to WCW. Just like last time, we're going to look at Superbrawl 8. We're back at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, just like No Way Out 2004. And there's 12,620 rabid fans in attendance. The opening packages focus on Sting and Hogan, obviously, because that's the main event. Question, after putting on a 4-star match, in my opinion, at Sold Out, no Ric Flair, no Bret Hart on this show. Anyone care to tell me why that is? Because I can't fathom that one at all. On the dark match, Ultimo Dragon defeating some guy called Shiryu. Shiryu. Shiryu? I don't know. Anyway, let's go on with it. Opening contest, Booker T defeating Rick Martel to win the TV title in a good match. Rick Martel had won the TV title from Booker T 6 days earlier on Nitro. It was meant to be at this pay-per-view. It was meant to be Booker T versus Perry Saturn for said championship, but because Rick Martel won the belt, it's decided that Saturn will face the winner later on in the show. All good. Booker T is ridiculously over with the crowd. The flock are sat at ringside. Lots of breast holds in this one. Tenay does well to cover it, though. He does really well because he says, look, it's an interesting one because on the one hand you think to yourself, right, they want to get this match done as fast as possible because they've got to rest up so they can fight later on. But at the same time, on the flip side, and like Tenay says, surely you want this match to be as slow as possible so you can conserve as much energy as you can. I like that. I think that's very good. They want to wrestle at a slow pace. Booker gets a super kick for a big pop, works the arm with an armbar. Martel escapes, but Booker hits a hip toss. Martel lands really badly on it, blows out his knee, and you can see that he's in a lot of pain for the rest of the match. He hits a power slam for 2, then locks on a rear chin lock, hits a spine buster, and locks on the Quebec crab. The crowd love it when Booker T escapes, and I've got the same problem that I had at Sold Out. I think Booker gets out of that move way too quickly, in my opinion. Booker rolls through a crossbody and tries to roll up lariat by Martel. As Tony said, the match has probably gone longer than both men wanted. I like that. Flying forearm by Booker and the axe kick, but he does it again, just like it Sold Out. He doesn't go for the cover. Instead, he goes up top, wants to hit a crossbody that misses. Martel goes up top, but eats a leg lariat on the way down to give Booker the pin at 10 minutes and 31 seconds to give him his second TV championship. Unusual how Booker got the lion's share of the offense in this one. I thought that was, I don't have a complaint with it. I just thought it was unusual. You have to really feel for Martel because his comeback's doing really good. Crowd were red hot for this one. But wait, we're not done though because here's Saturn. And you've got to assume that before Martel got injured, I don't know what the plan was. Do you think Martel was scheduled to win this match? I just don't know. But I'm going to assume that the Saturn versus the winner match was meant to happen later on in the card. But anyway, here's Saturn putting on the rings of Saturn. Booker T gets to the ropes, and then Mickey J rings the bell. So our second match starts immediately as Booker T defeating Perry Saturn to retain his new TV championship. So if this wasn't meant to happen, you've got to guess that they might have talked about this one a little bit backstage, but at the same time, you've got to also guess that this one's going to be improvised. The whole match, potentially, is going to be improvised. So the crowd pop when Saturn is launched into the railings. Inside, Booker blocks a clothesline, hits a nice power slam. Saturn comes back with a crossbody to the outside, right, and he follows that up with a fucking sweep. I just want to move my lamp in case you guys can't see me properly. Hits a Vader bomb off the apron, which is really, really nice. Back inside, Saturn hits a super back suplex. I put knack because I'm a moron. I put an N instead of a B. So it says a super knack suplex. I'm looking at that going, that's not right. Brain says if Booker loses, it'll be the shortest TV title reign ever, which surely is true. Saturn wants a superplex, but Booker counters into a fucking beautiful missile dropkick right on the button. Saturn comes back with an explosive suplex and a belly-to-belly suplex. He tries a lion salt press. That's the only thing I can assume. It's a moonsault in when he stood up. It's a lion salt, but the guy stood up, so that'll be a lion salt press, yes? Booker tries a crossbody, fucks it up. Saturn covers it well. Basically, he goes for the crossbody off the second rope, yeah, slips off the ropes, and basically goes sailing over Perry Saturn. Perry Saturn sort of changes in minutes, watches him, sort of pretends to basically move out of the way, and Tenay covers it nicely by saying that it's down to fatigue, which is a great little point. Commentators on form tonight. Tenay says that he has heard that Martel suffered a torn MCL during his match. Fuck me, how did he finish the match with a torn MCL? That's incredible professionalism. Booker gets a spine buster and the axe kick, and again, just like in the first match, doesn't go for the cover. He goes up top, hits a side suplex, goes up top. Arm hangover misses. Saturn gets 2 off a Northern Light suplex and a German suplex. Booker counters another suplex and gets a side kick for the win at 14 minutes and 20 seconds. I really enjoyed this one. Saturn looked great out there. All his suplexes were good. Everything he did looked really, really stiff. The missile dropkick by Booker was really nice. Good storytelling from both men. Booker dug down real deep because, of course, he wrestled essentially for a total of 25 minutes there. Did 2 matches. Did good. I enjoyed that one. Good start. So Disco Inferno then defeated La Parka in an alright match. If there's a reason for this one, I have no idea. And I truly don't care about Disco Inferno. Parka gets a nice power slam and dances to taunt Disco Inferno. He hits a nice corkscrew plancher. Brought on the outside, sees Disco get the advantage, dropping Parka on the railings. Brain makes a brilliant point by saying that you don't get big in this business by dancing, which is truly superb. Someone fucking tell Fandango that. Crowd seems to be into this one. It's a back and forth match. Park hits a nice suicide dive called a tope suicida by Tenay. Brain quits in and says, "Can you get salsa with that?" What a moron. Tony says, "Thank you for Brain for adding nothing to this exchange." Very good. Ref is shoved so Parker can get his chair, puts Disco on it, he goes up top, Disco stops him and launches him face first onto said chair and hits the Stunner, aka the Chart Buster, to get the win. The match was okay, it was better than I was expecting, but that isn't saying a lot, is it? Then, JJ fucking Dillon is with Gene Mean to talk about Nick Patrick, who was suspended after what he did at Starrcade. Dillon says he's been reinstated. Patrick says the happiest day of his life, and he'll show you guys just how good a referee he is in the main event. Dillon says, "Well, you're not refereeing the main event," and that makes Patrick mad, and he demands his back pay. Bill Goldberg then defeating Brad Armstrong in a good squash match. This is a bonus match. Goldberg starts off with a leg trip, a rolling knee bar, and a press into a power slam. I love that move. A belly-to-belly suplex. Brad gets a Russian leg sweep. Tenay pops like a badass and says, that's the move he's gone countless victories with. Goldberg, predictably, completely no-sells it and hits a pump handle release suplex, I think would be the best way of describing it. A spear and a one-handed jackhammer to get the win at 2 minutes and 23 seconds. The crowd popped for every single little tiny thing that Goldberg did, even starting a Goldberg chant on their own as soon as the match had started. And yeah, he looks amazing. Brad made him look like an absolute star out there. Question. And I may have asked this one before on a WCW review. Hell, I may have asked this one before on a few WCW reviews. If I have, I apologise for that. But why, at the end of every WCW match, right, we got a little highlight package showing like 2 or 3 moves or 4 or 5 moves that have happened in the match. But they always ended with a slow-mo replay of the guy's entrance. And I just cannot fathom why they did that. Could someone tell me, please? I'd genuinely like to know. So there's 2 questions for you. Why isn't Flair and Bret Hart here? Why did they show that? Write your answers on a postcode and send them to the usual address. Chris Jericho defeating Juvetud Guerrero in a really good mask versus title match to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. You may remember that Jericho won the belt at Sold Out last month, defeating Rey Mysterio. Juvetud Guerrero had dropped the title to Rey Mysterio. He wants a rematch. He agrees to put his mask on the line. So it's all good. Jericho refuses to take the belt off, so naturally Juve kicks him square in the chest, which is hilarious. Juve controls with leg scissors off the top to the outside. Jericho makes me absolutely piss my pants because he pretends to be knocked out on the outside. He wants to get counted out. It's hilarious as he keeps looking up and sort of looking around, then going back to being dead again. Absolutely superb stuff. Juve has none of it, elbows him and then tosses him back into the ring, complete with girly screams from Jericho. We don't get enough girly screams in wrestling now, in my opinion. See them a lot in British independent wrestling, and they always make me smile. Don't see them in the big leagues, which is bad. On the outside, Jericho goes to launch himself off the steps at Juve, but he moves and Juve goes face... Sorry. Jericho goes to launch himself off the ring steps at Juvetud, who is against the rails. Juvetud moves out of the way. Jericho goes throat first into the railings. That looks absolutely fantastic. Back and forth match inside until Jericho takes control of the backbreaker and he counters a Rana into an electric chair drop. He goes up top. Juvetud drop kicks off at the top and follows with Air Juvetud. 450 inside gets a big pop and it gets the 3. But wait, Mark, I can hear you screaming out loud. Mark, you just said that Jericho won. Jericho's foot was on the ropes. Jericho cheap shots Juvetud and goes for a powerbomb, but Juvetud counters into a fucking sweet DDT, then hits a sweet swingboard Rana. Lion Salt is countered. Lion Tamer is countered into another Rana. But, unfortunately for Juvetud, a second Lion Tamer gets the win. Really good match, that. Juvetud basically was trying everything. Anytime Jericho did anything, once the match had restarted, he was desperate to counter it because he didn't want to lose his mask, and I like that. That's some good little storytelling. This is one of those things that only time will tell, surely, won't it? Well, on paper, you're looking at it going, well, this was a stupid idea, wasn't it? But at the same time, because it's part of his identity, his mask, it's part of his heritage, isn't it? But at the same time, this could turn him into a big, big babyface star. So we'll see. Time will tell. Jericho taunts him as he takes off his mask, and Juvetud says, tells his father that he loves him and takes it off, and we see the now familiar face of Juvetud grow. The British Bulldog defeating Steve McMichael in a surprisingly good match. Bulldog bought himself out of his WWF contract after Bret Hart had been screwed at Montreal. It cost him $100,000. Hope it was worth it, Davey. Oh, I do. So Mongo gets a tilt-a-whirl slam. Bulldog comes back with a rubbish-looking sharpshooter. Absolutely horrendous. Mongo goes in the offense, right, and they're on the outside until he goes to punch Bulldog. Bulldog moves out of the way and he punches the ring post, right? And then Bulldog, being a multi-year veteran now, over a decade of ring experience, he goes straight to work on the arm, as you would expect. And it's all good from there. He slams the arm into the railings, he slams it into the ring steps. They get back in. Mongo launches Bulldog head first into the corner, and then that looks fantastic. And then he goes to the 3-point stance, right? But he can't put his weight onto his right arm, which is a really good little point. He does the running shoulder tackles with his left arm, but he goes for a tombstone power driver, can't pick him up because the arm's injured, and Bulldog, quick as a flash, puts on an armbar, gets the win by submission at 6 minutes and 10 seconds. And he's like, wow. When I saw it, I looked down the card before this match and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, I don't want to watch that one. And then, this was surprisingly good. Short, watchable, everything after that, after the ring post, everything looked fantastic. Honestly, everything did. Bulldog's bumping was very, very good. After the match, Mongo says that he never quit, even though he clearly did. Next up, DDP defeating Chris Benoit in another good match to retain the WCW United States Championship. Excuse me, this one is face versus face, so it should be very, very interesting. Paige has taped ribs. Tony puts both of their finishers, the cripple crossface and the diamond cutter, respectively over as match enders, which I really like. After a bunch of punches, Paige gets a nice gutbuster. Benoit attempts the crossface, but Paige bails. Tests the strength, leads to a pin and six-hook. My missus says Mr. Benoit doesn't look very happy, to which I instantly reply with Mr. Benoit never looks happy, which I'm very pleased about. Back suplex by Paige, and he goes for the cutter. This time, Benoit bails, so they both try their finishing moves, both times they've bailed out. Like that, that's good shit. Paige gives Benoit some shit, so Benoit slaps the taste out of his mouth. Why the fuck not? Gorgeous German suplex by Paige gets 2. Benoit drop kicks the knee and puts a chin lock on, which he turns into a body scissors, working the ribs. Yay, psychology. Paige counters with a jawbreaker to get out of it. Slugfest leads to a snap suplex by Benoit, that gets 2. He goes back to the chin lock and he's basically good with the chin lock and then he's wrapping his legs around. Yeah, it's all good, makes sense. Slugfest, no, I've said that one. They go up top where Paige gets a superplex, doesn't sell the ribs, silly. Discus clothesline and a diving lariat for 2. He goes for a suplex, but that's counted into the crossface. Paige desperately gets to the ropes. Inside cradle gets 2, and then chops get a big pop for Benoit. Belly to belly suplex by Paige. Rolling Germans by Benoit lead to a very close near fall. The crowd, who are shit hot for everything in this match, really thought that third German suplex had got it. Beautiful, stunning tornado DDT by Page. Gets 2. Benoit tries a backslide, but it's countered fucking so nicely into the diamond cutter, if you can imagine that, to get the win at 15 minutes and 46 seconds. Really good match, decent length. Crowd was super hot. Page didn't bother selling the ribs once because why would he? But you know, I mean, obviously, I would have rated this match higher if he had done. Honestly, I would. Earlier on tonight, Tony Schiavone, had said that he hoped the Giant will be here, but he isn't. Tune into Nitro to see what happens with the Giant. Brain is awesome here. He really is awesome. He's like, look, I don't want to talk about this. If he's not here, I don't want to talk about it. Let's get back to the action. Which is brilliant. But instead, we get a video package of Giant versus Nash. It sold out on that fucking horrific jackknife powerbomb. The jackknife is now banned and carries a big-ass fine every time he does it. Nash being Nash just laughs it off and pays the fine every time. Because why the fuck not? If you're that rich, why not? Lex Luger defeating Randy Savage in an okay no disqualification match. In my opinion, the show's been pretty decent to this point. It sort of nosedives a lot from here. They had a half-a-star match at Sold Out, in my opinion. The guys in the truck play the Steiner brothers music instead of Luger's music. You're like, fucking amateurs, really are. Lex has taped up ribs, which Brain says, and I love this, that's a bad idea because it's a big target for a veteran like Savage. And of course, that's bang on right. Brain, top form there. Big Luger sucks chance as this one starts, proving these fans really are up for the end of the row. Savage attacks the ribs. He chucks Luger to the outside and launches him into the railings. Outside, he drives his shoulder into the ribs. Yay! Luger gets an inside cradle. Savage kicks out of one and continues on the ribs, launching Luger to the outside and smashing him into the railings. They brawl through the crowd the whole time. He's working them ribs. Luger is selling them beautifully. Fantastic. Good work, Lex. He continues working on the ribs, throws him into the ring steps and the railings inside. Savage gets a suplex, but here's where this one unravels for me, as Luger completely no-sells it and hits a power slam. And you sat there going, right, I understand you're all adrenalined up, you've hulked up, rah, I've got to destroy, but just a little sell. You know, fuck me. If I had injured ribs and I hit a fucking power slam, it would really hurt. I know, I've had injured ribs. But no, he does absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Rack, Liz makes a save with a thumb to the eyes. Rack would hurt as well if you're lifting a man up. Sell the ribs, nah. NWO make the save. Luger and Savage get rid of them because there's tension between Savage and Hogan. But the bell is ringing for some reason. The referee hasn't called for disqualification or anything, but the timekeeper just goes, oh, that must be a DQ. Ding, 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 ding. And everyone's sort of looking around going, what the fuck is actually happening here? Luger picks him up with the rack. That gets the win. And that's that. And then, of course, you've got the NWO on the outside with Hogan saying that he's glad that Savage lost, which makes you think to yourself, well, if you were glad that Savage lost, which means you wanted Savage to lose, why run in? Why run in? Why not do the running? Why didn't you just leave him be? At that point, when you did the running, he just hit the bloody rack, for goodness sake. I was really enjoying this match, genuinely was, until Luger stopped selling the ribs, in which case I completely lost interest. And then we had the usual NWO running way. I always just switch off and whatever. NWO, yay. I tried to look at this match with open eyes. I tried to have an objective opinion about it, and I still just can't get past the NWO stuff. But it's just like, yay. Oh god, some more NWO stuff. So like I say, the rest of the show's been fantastic so far. I've enjoyed every match so far, even the Disco Inferno shit. NWO stuff I just don't care about. Because think about it, at this point the NWO is getting close to 2 years old, a year and a half old, and every fucking show you've got NWO running, and you're just going, eh. Because that's the way I'm looking at it. I watched the show, all of the 97 shows, just going, meh, don't care. Outsiders defeating the Steiners in a meh match to regain the tag titles. How many bumps will Kevin Nash take? That's the question, isn't it? After last month, when he bumped like an absolute machine for the Giant, I have absolutely no idea. My notes say I've got my usual 3. Hall does the survey. Proves it, everyone here is here to see the NWO. Tony says that's because everyone in the audience is a knucklehead. Cheers, Tony. That's really going to make me want to go and see a show, isn't it? If I'm going to call a knucklehead, a prick like you. Oh, yes. DiBiase tries to talk to the Steiners, but Scott walks away. Brain picks up on this and says, look, Scott's just walk away. Tony says, so what? Fucking A. Brain on absolute form tonight. Tony, at this point, you're just like, oh, shut up, you idiot. You utter moron. Rick unloads with suplexes on Hall and dumps Nash to the outside. Does that count as bump? I don't think it does. But then the Steiners do their pose, and Scott turns on Rick. The long-awaited heel turn that's been teased for a long-ass time now finally comes. Dusty Rhodes is with the outsiders and he attacks DiBiase on the outside. Rick kicks out of a pin attempt by Hall, but then an outsider's edge gets the win at 4 minutes and 16 seconds. So right here is the birth of a big popper bump. The turn has been teased for so long that it's actually like, you're actually surprised it's taken this long for it to come. It's yet another WCW show where someone's turned on someone else, and it's like, because there's been so many turns over the months, you just go, meh. That's nice, sort of thing. No, Nash didn't take a single one, as you can probably imagine, and I'm going to assume that it's going to be brother versus brother at Uncensored next month. What do you mean, no, it's not? Oh, because WCW, I suppose. Speaking of Uncensored, because these fucking lines don't write themselves, we get an advert for the pay-per-view next month. Oh my God, it's shit. Pause this video, open a new window and type in WCW Uncensored 98 advert. Go watch it, come back, tell me what you thought of it down below. My God, it's shit. Speaking of shit, oh, I'm good. Sting defeating Hogan in an absolutely atrocious match to win the vacant WCW Championship. So this is a rematch from Starrcade, where they completely fucked up a year's worth of storyline because Hogan and the NWO have been running roughshod all year in 1997. Kind of regret not doing a review for Starrcade, but I probably would have ranted my ass off at the main event. My God, I would. But instead of having Sting destroy Hogan and win the championship, oh no, that's not good enough, because they had Hogan pin Sting. They said it was a fast count from Nick Patrick, even though it clearly wasn't. It was just a normal count. The match is restarted. Sting wins the championship, but because of the restart, Sting is stripped of the championship the next night, making WCW and Sting look like complete chumps. That's the way I look at it, all right? So, sure, this one is going to be that match. They're going to give us what it should have been at Starrcade, aren't they? So, instead of coming down from the rafters, Sting sprints to the ring where Hogan's waiting for him. The bell goes. What does Hogan do? Gets his weightlifting belt. Whack, whack, whack. Now, is it just me, or is that what should that be a disqualification right there? Yes, no. It's WCW, so fuck rules. He chokes Sting with his coat, making Sting look like a complete chump. Oh yes, he does. And then spends the next 7 or 8 minutes just absolutely battering Sting, but not battering him like with good stuff, battering him with punches and kicks and the deadly back rake of despair and all that, and you're just going, ugh. But the crowd are eating it up with a proverbial spoon. They are loving it. Inside, Hogan poses, he does a test of strength, which of course he wins, and batters Sting in the corner. Hell, he batters him all over the ring. Sting comes back with punches and an inverted atomic drop. He gets the belt and uses it, which of course isn't a disqualification, because fuck rules and they're rules. They're stupid. Fuck rules. Fuck rules. It's all good. If you're going to do shit like this, right, surely book it as a no disqualification match. If you know they're going to do this, I mean, Piper said it's sold out, and I get this, right? Piper said he guarantees there will be a winner, so the referee is going to be lenient. I get that, but just book it as no disqualification, surely. Surely. No, fuck rules. Rules are daft. Inside the Stinger Splash and the Scorpion King Deathlock. And it's not the Scorpion King, that's the Rock. The Scorpion Deathlock. But Hogan makes the ropes, and then the ref gets bumped on a second splash. And here's Nick Patrick as Hogan makes a full recovery from 2 of Sting's finishing moves and hits the Hogan leg drop of extreme discomfort, doesn't he? And but here he gets 2, which Hogan is vexed about because, hey, come on, I'm Hollywood. But Nick Patrick's like, no, I'm playing by the bloody rules tonight, so unlucky. Suplex gets 2 for Hogan various times. Test of strength is won again by Hogan, who gains control again. They brawl on the outside, low blow in front of the ref. Fuck rules. Just balls to rules 3 times in this match. Rules, fuck them. It's all good, yeah? How many times where am I going with this? Come on, think. Right, it's all good as long as you don't have disqualifications on your shows. Fortunately, on this one, there isn't. But Uncensored, especially which is next month, I bet you anything there's a fucking disqualification. You can get away with them in the main event because fuck rules. Right, 3rd time. And it's not even like it's a fuck. They don't even try and cover it. It's like, don't try. They don't go, hey, Patrick, look over there. Kick him in the box. No, both low blows in this match are right in front of the ref. Both sides of the referee goes, meh. He says he's going to play it by the rules. He says he's going to do everything properly, but he still doesn't fucking disqualify him. Idiots. Utter idiots. Sting with 2 Stinger splashes. He hits the death drop. Hogan boots Patrick on the way down. And you're going, oh, what's going on here? Another ref bump. Here's the NWO. Oh, dear me. So Sting gets rid of it's not the NWO like the outsiders, it's the B squad like Virgil. But here's Savage, he whacks Hogan with something. I didn't actually see what it was. But the thing is, Hogan's already down off the Scorpion Deathlock. Sting rolls over 1, 2, 3. So Hogan won't job for Sting's finishing move. Oh no. That'd be fucking daft. Oh yeah, he has to job for Savages so that the Hogan and Savage feud can kick off next month. Fucking stupid match. Just horrible. Absolutely horrible. How hard could it be to book it so that Sting wins clean? I mean, is it that difficult? Making them look like morons. And you're just shoving the NWO down our throats. And at this point, I'm just going, I just don't care. The fans, they love it, obviously. The fans love all of it. They love the NWO running, but they also love the fact that Sting wins. But, yeah, benefit of hindsight, you sat there going, oh. As the crowd was so hot, I'm going to be Mr. Nice and give this match a much undeserved 1 star, all right? It does not deserve that. Not as good as Sold Out, in my opinion, but still a decent show. What I would do, if you want to watch this, the whole show's on YouTube, yeah? If you want to watch it, watch up until Macho Man versus Luger, and you'll enjoy the show. Don't bother with any of the top 3 matches. You'll just be disappointed. I mean, 6 out of 10 would be generous, all right? Because those top 3 were shite, all right? But no duds, so that's something, isn't it? I've been Mark P. Next time out, we're going to look at No Way Out of Texas. What did you think of this show? I'd really genuinely like to know. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Mark P. Tatty bye.